Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is Mike's Talks and Thoughts here. Great to be back on the channel again with you guys. It's been a while, and today I definitely wanted to get this tier list out for you guys. It is going to be my tier list ranking for the characters of Dexter. Now, I know I haven't mentioned it much on my channel, but Dexter is one of my favorite shows of all time. I've been waiting till this time to come out with the Dexter characters tier list because I was waiting for New Blood. New Blood's going to be coming out at the start of November. I'm going to be watching that. So pretty soon I'm going to be coming out with a video on giving my thoughts on New Blood before it comes out. And then I'm going to be doing a season recap once it is finished. But yeah, I hope you guys are tuning into New Blood as well. I absolutely love Dexter, and I found this basic characters tier list here with just the main people throughout the show. And I hope you guys enjoy this, and I really would like to hear your favorite Dexter moment, your favorite Dexter character, and also what you're most excited about with New Blood. I know I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with Michael C. Hall and Clyde Phillips at the helm. But yeah, let's get started here. So first here we have, of course, the main character of the show, Dexter Morgan, and for me, Dexter's got to go in S tier. I mean, some of the greatest moments in TV history happened through Dexter. Michael C. Hall does a great job as Dexter. He plays a phenomenal character, and I cannot wait to see the story that they use with Dexter and just what's going to happen with him. Dexter was one of the greatest anti-heroes of all time. I know that there were some points where, Dexter was definitely kind of in a funk towards those later seasons, but early seasons of Dexter are so great, and Dexter Morgan is just one of the best characters of all time for me. Next year we have Harrison. I'm going to put him in the C tier. Now, of course, with New Blood coming out, we get to see what happens with Harrison when he grows up throughout the series. This is Dexter's son, and we don't really see much of him. He's really young, doesn't really talk at all, so not really any crazy moments with him, but this new series definitely has potential of giving Harrison some time to shine. Next year, we have Deb, and I think Deb's going to go S tier as well. I was debating on putting her S or A because I really actually wasn't as big on Deb in the earlier seasons 1 and 2, but she definitely grew on me as the series progressed, and of course, her and Dexter being brother and sister, great, and she is a great worker for Miami Metro, has a lot of great scenes with Dexter and other people in the cast, and Jennifer Carpenter is great as Deborah Morgan. Of course, she's going to be kind of reprising her role in New Blood, which is going to be great, and I cannot wait to see that. Surprise, motherfucker. Next year we have Dokes, and I'm going to put Dokes in A tier. I really want to put Dokes S tier, but for me, again, someone who we didn't see enough, like a lot of, but the moments that he was on screen were freaking awesome. Him and Dexter had some of the best chemistry on screen with characters, just them in season 2. It's really great TV to watch, and Dokes is great. Of course, surprise, motherfucker. The most iconic line from the entire show. Next here we have the Ice Truck Killer. And the Ice Truck Killer, of course, is great. I'm going to put him in S tier. Of course, you will learn how he's related and connected with Dexter. And he played a great antagonist for the first season of the show. And he is a great character. So for me, S tier. Now, I have talked about this character before on my channel, and you guys know I do not like Hannah McKay. I know this is kind of a split thing. Some people kind of like her, and others can't stand her. I'm in the one that I can't stand her. I hated her a lot. She was the main reason I didn't like season 7 and 8 as much. I just couldn't stand her character. F tier maybe upon another rewatch, because currently preparing for New Blood, I haven't had the time to rewatch the entire series, but I have been looking through, videos on YouTube. I've been watching recaps and clips. And Hannah is still a huge problem for me in the show. I don't like her character. I don't like her dynamic with Dexter at all. Maybe she'll grow on me upon more rewatches, or if she comes up in New Blood. But yeah, F tier. Next tier we have Angel Batista, and I'm going to put him in A tier. I mean, so great. Very consistent throughout the series as being one of the best, detectives. Then he becomes a sergeant and then lieutenant. Eventually works his way up. And he is just such a great character. So lovable of a character. I mean, you can't hate Angel, man. Angel is awesome. Next tier we have Luguerta, and I know a lot of people want to put Luguerta in the F tier. I think for me, I'm going to put her in the C tier. She definitely had some problems and definitely bugged me at points, but I don't think she's as bad as people make her out to be, as some of this, worst character on Dexter. For me, kind of neutral. She had her good moments, and then she was really bad at other points. I really like her storyline in the later seasons, That was a great turn for her. And yeah, C tier. Next here we have the lovable Masuka. Of course, Masuka with the dirty jokes is always great and just a fan favorite character. I'm going to put him in the A tier. Another one who's borderline S tier. All three of these great people who work with Miami Metro are close to bordering on the S tier. And Masuka's great. Of course, he brings the comedy to the show. Just his dirty jokes and kind of his euphemisms and metaphors are just great. And yeah, A tier. Next tier we have Zach Hamilton. I liked what they were trying to do with his character, but it just didn't pan out and it didn't work. D tier. Again, I'm not going to say kind of what he's involved in for anyone who hasn't seen Dexter all the way through. But just to give you kind of a synopsis, he gets involved with Dexter. I'm not going to say what he does or what it's for, but they tried implementing a storyline with him and Dexter, and it just fell flat. I think if this was implemented in the very early part of the show, I think it would have been great. Or maybe if they would have executed it a little bit better, it would have been perfect. But for me, D tier for Zach Hamilton. Now, someone that they executed brilliantly and was the best thing that came out of the antagonist part of the show was the Trinity Killer. Now, the Trinity Killer and Dexter, I think, have the greatest head-to-head matchup of all time of two anti-heroes or villains in shows. I would put it up there with Walter White and Gus Fring for being up there with the face-offs among the big powerhouse anti-heroes and villains. The Trinity Killer is great. A backstory on him for some people who are wondering. Trinity Killer is called the Trinity Killer because he goes around to different cities and kills in threes. And he's been doing this for over 30 years. And it's just crazy to see how he's been successful for so long. And his backstory is so great, so flushed out as a character. So much emotion. John Lithgow, of course, a phenomenal actor. He gives great acting performances throughout the entire series as the Trinity Killer. And, of course, there is reports that he's going to be reprising his role in New Blood, which is going to be great. I can't wait to see John Lithgow back on the screen for Dexter. So, yeah, S tier for me. Next tier, we have Lumen. And for many of you who know me or have heard me talk about it on the channel before, I am a big defender of Season 5. I love Season 5. I know Season 5 is a split season because some people say that's where the start of the bad seasons comes in. But for me, I consider the glory days of Dexter Seasons 1 through 5. I love Season 5. I think it's easily in the top 4, maybe even top 3. I kind of debate on that in Season 2 being my number 3, with Season 4 and 1 being the top 2. But I like Lumen as a character. I think she's great. I liked her a lot better with Dexter than I did Hannah. And Lumen was great. B tier. Next we have Aster. This is Dexter's and Rita's daughter, mainly. C tier for me. I mean, she doesn't have any crazy moments throughout the series, but not anything too crazy bad. One of my favorite episodes in the entire series, Teenage Wasteland from season 5, focuses around Aster. So C tier. Next tier we have Jordan Chase, and another kind of unpopular or sketchy opinion. I love the Barrel Girl Gang. I think that they are great villains, and I'm gonna put him in A tier. Like I said, I'm a defender of season 5, so Jordan Chase, A tier for me. All of them, if they were listed on here, would be in the A tier. Cody, again, same with Aster. C tier for me. Just kind of there, not much else. Now we have Gellar. Wow, Gellar. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. I think they kind of fumbled the bag with him, but for shock value, because I really think if they would have stuck with where it was originally, Gellar could have been great. He could have been in the A or S tier, but of course, I didn't see it coming until I kind of looked back at the clues. But if you know, you know. I'm not going to say anything more, but Gellar definitely had a lot more potential than they gave him. Edward James Olmos is a great actor, but for me, B tier. Next year we have Evelyn Vogel from season 8. D tier, another one who is very hated on, and I have to agree, she's not really the greatest. Definitely has her flaws in the story. And just someone who I really wasn't that big of a fan of. So D tier. Next tier we have Special Agent, FBI Agent Frank Lundy, and he is great. A tier. The appearances he makes are great. He's involved in some of the best storylines in the show. And just what a amazing actor. An acting performance that is given by the character Frank Lundy. Next here we have Harry, and of course we only see Harry in his ghost form or in flashbacks, because when the series begins, he has already passed away. This is Dexter and Deborah's father, and he is a great speaker. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Harry is great throughout the series, giving some crazy advice, and has been some great scenes, especially with Dexter. Next here we have Isaac Circo, and I know a lot of people love Isaac. They love them Isaac. For me, I'm going to put him in the B tier. I thought he was a great antagonist. Very suave, very charming kind of guy. But I definitely think he's overhyped. In my opinion, I'm taking the Trinity Killer and the Ice Trick Killer any day over him. But I think he's still a solid villain, solid antagonist, and definitely could move up to the A tier. Isaac Circo, just pretty solid all around, so B tier. Next here we have Jamie. C tier for me, maybe in the B tier. She's just kind of there. Of course, she takes over as the babysitter throughout the series for Dexter, when he's got to go out and she's got to watch the kids. So that's pretty much like what she does throughout the series, and she is Angel's daughter. So yeah, Layla here, C tier. Could be lower, could be higher. I'm going to put her in the C tier. Another one that's kind of mixed among people. A lot of people like Layla, and other people hate her. I'm going to put her in the C tier. She was kind of both for me. I liked her at points, and I hated her at other points. So kind of falls right in the middle there. Next, we have Lewis. Again, someone who was involved with Jamie. D tier. I mean, not much about his character. We find out that he's making like a video game. Kind of centered around the Miami Metro, and he wants like Dexter to kind of review it. Dexter's like got so much other stuff on his mind. He gets pissed off at Dexter for not caring about his game, and just that's like the only thing that really we know about him. And then of course that he is dating Jamie. Next year, Miguel Prado, another solid villain. Jimmy Smith's a great actor. B tier, I put him around the same tier as Isaac Circo. Season 3, kind of a hit or miss season for most people. I think it's kind of right in that middle ground. But for me, B tier. Another character who gets a lot of hate, but I think is definitely underrated, is going to be Quinn. Quinn does a solid job as a detective. I know Quinn has his moments. Of course, when he tries to be kind of like a frat guy, and kind of just goes off the rails. But at other points, he's really great. He has a great redemption story. Going in from one season to the next, he definitely changes his mood and attitude around, and I think he's great. Next year, we have Masuka's daughter, or daughter boobs. Again, a D tier character. I mean, just not much about her. I mean, you find out that Masuka has a daughter, and he's kind of freaked out about it. And she just kind of comes in out of nowhere. So, D tier. Rita, I love me some Rita. Rita's A tier. Easily the best love interest throughout the show with Dexter. It's not even close for me. She was great. I loved her character. She did a lot of great things and just kind of stayed out of the way and kind of did her thing. I really liked her a lot. I'm going to put her in the A tier. Brother Sam, great side character. I'm going to put him in the B tier. Wish we could have seen a little bit more of Brother Sam. Brother Sam was great. I think he's a solid B tier character. Next year we have Oliver Saxon, villain in the later seasons, and I think he's on par with Miguel Prado and Circo, kind of in that middle tier of villains that we see throughout the series. Next is Matthews. Matthews, of course, starts off as the captain and deputy chief, or deputy ops. Matthews had a great relationship with Harry, which was Dexter and Deborah's father, so he has a lot of bias towards them, and just a solid character. He shows up in his moments. Not really someone who you see a lot on screen, but he comes in when needed and does a great job. And finally here, the Doomsday Killer, Travis Marshall, B tier. I think he's right on par with these other villains we see throughout these series. A lot of these middle season villains kind of fall in this B tier category. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. So let me recap. So in S tier we have Dexter, Deborah, Ice Truck Killer, and Trinity Killer. A tier we have Dokes, Angel, Masuka, Jordan Chase, Frank Lundy, and Rita. B tier we have Lumen, Gellar, Harry, Isaac, Miguel, Joey, Brother Sam, Oliver, Matthews, and Travis. C tier Harrison, Luguerta, Aster, Cody, Jamie, and Layla. D tier we have Zach, Evelyn, Lewis, and Masuka's daughter. And then F tier we have Hannah. But I hope you guys are excited for New Blood just like me. I love Dexter. Is one of my favorite shows of all time. And I'll definitely be talking about it more on the channel coming up. So if you love Dexter, this is the place to be for all the Dexter talk coming up. But yeah, leave comments down below on what you think it's going to be like the best moment of New Blood, what you think of New Blood, and what you think of my characters tier list. And I'd like to see you in the comments make your own character tier list among these characters. That'd be great to see. I'd love to reply and see that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace out.